What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to a bit of an impromptu Sunday night, late night agenda. There is a lot of stuff for us to get through, ladies and gentlemen. There's some good news, as we know. Football is coming back. Well, Premier League football is coming back in and around June the 20th. The Reds look to be in action on June the 17th, I should say. The Reds in action on June the 20th. Loads and loads and loads for us to get through. I promise you, I'm not going to hold back tonight. I've had a few days off and I've been kind of trying to figure out what way I wanted to project this channel going forward. And you know what? Brutal honesty, I think, is the way in the direction that we're going to go. Joanne Fisher, thank you very much. On set, the first super sticker of the night. Joanne never lets us down with that one. We know we're live when Joanne puts the on-set sticker on. Look, as you guys know, we did have a little friend the other day with us, Mr. Newland Voider. Well, his cousin has come along to say hello as well. Say hello to his little friend. Look at him. There's our original Newland Voider, right? So we got him, but then we got a new guy as well. Look at this lad. Look at him. Look at him. Cowboy dancing, break dancing, son of a bitch. Look at him go. Brilliant. Right, that's a new Super Chat mascot for the night, ladies and gentlemen. As always, though, this is your show, and look, I'm not going to hold back tonight. There's something that I want to get off my chest. There's something that's been pissing me off. So strap yourselves in, relax. We're going to have some fun along the way as well. But I hope that you're all enjoying the fine weather. I hope that you're all, staying safe and all the things that keep us coming back, keep us here, keep us alive. But I'll get you so much stuff tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm buzzing that football is back, and I've a load for us to get through as well. Again, keep your comments coming, whether you're on Hot Mic, whether you're on YouTube. I appreciate the support on both. If you are on Hot Mic, ladies and gentlemen, please do make sure to download that Hot Mic app and put in the code Anfield, all capital letters. I'm just going to mess around my audio a bit. It seemed like it was going a little bit high there, but I brought it down a little bit. Right, look, I have a topic that I wanted to start off tonight's stream with, and it is one that's quite serious and one that is pretty close to my heart. Can you please stop trying to vilify football fans and using us as scapegoats? So there's still all this talk about some games may be played at neutral venues because of fears about fans congregating. And I say, when is this going to stop? When is this vilification of football fans going to come to an end? So, where's all the national fume about people up and down the country at beaches and beauty hotspots not adhering to social distancing? That's okay, apparently. But when it comes to football fans, when it comes to us, and when it comes to our belief system, and when it comes to how we're to be trusted, apparently we're not to be trusted. So there is talk, as you guys know right now, about some games having to be played at neutral venues. The majority of those seem to be Liverpool games, but there are some non-Liverpool games. Now, I want to get into this in a bit more detail because I am sick to the back teeth of football fans being treated like scum. And that's the phrase I'm going to use here. Because UEFA, as an example, last year was the first year that UEFA finally took down this ban of alcohol and allowed alcohol to be sold at Champions League, Europa League matches and what have you. Now, other sports seem to be allowed to have drinks. And bear in mind when I'm saying this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a non-drinker. So I have no vested interest in being able to have a pint if I go to a game of football. But UEFA only last season brought in or dispatched of the rule that allows football fans to have a drink inside the stadium. Now, each country has their own unique rules on this, and England is taking the piss completely because England don't even allow you to bring that drink to your seat. Why not? Other fans of other sports can do it. I go to a boxing event, I can sit there and have a pint if I want. I've got friends who go to rugby and they can sit there and have a drink if they want. Football fans are constantly being treated like animals and it has to stop. Cool, let's go. Liverpool as an example. So we're probably going to win the Premier League title in the next 2 to 3 games. Fair enough? Now, in the policing's, how do I phrase this? Handling of this, or in their belief system, they think that if we were to play Everton as an example and you bring that down to Wembley, what, you think that there's no Liverpool fans in fucking London? You think that that's the case? Liverpool is a massive club. Liverpool have fans up and down the length and breadth of the UK. Wherever you want to play these games, Liverpool fans exist. I can promise you that. So what is there to be gained by treating football fans once again like caged animals? You go to a game, you go to an away game, how often do you see fans hurled into public transport, shepherded off the public transport systems, marched down to the stadiums, stuck into the little pens. Then when the game's over, they're held behind again because they can't be trusted. They can't be trusted to walk along and be normal, rational human beings. Heaven forbid these football animals have to be held back behind in the stadiums for an hour or two to allow the roads to clear. I am sick to death of it. I am sick to death of football fans being treated differently to fans of every other entertainment business. And that's what this is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this is. This whole vilification of football fans, it needs to stop. Now, I can sit here and I can say that this is about Liverpool winning the Premier League title, but it's not the only game. I think Manchester United versus Sheffield United is another one. So, I ask you, what is to be gained by this? Do you not think that if Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool Football Club and the supporters groups came together and had a conversation, that they wouldn't be rational enough to come to a conclusion that, okay, we can't ruin this. We can't stand outside Anfield and welcome that team bus when it comes into whatever game it might be that we win the Premier League. Or we can't go to Goodison Park and stand outside there if there's potential that, say, Manchester City lose to Arsenal, that we can go and do it there. I am sick to my back teeth of football fans being treated like animals. Sick of it. It has to stop. We're all grown-ass people. We can make rational decisions. What is there to be gained by playing these games at neutral venues? What is there to be gained? Absolutely nothing. It's benefiting nobody. And as I said, go to London, Liverpool fans. Go to Brighton, Liverpool fans. Go anywhere you want in the UK and you are going to have a Liverpool Football Club supporters group. And you know what? If anything, those that don't really get to see them very often are more fucking likely to go and stand outside a neutral venue to see the team bus arriving because, hey, they don't get to see it very often. This shit needs to stop. We're human beings. We need to be treated with respect. Football fans have for too long now been just used and treated like caged animals, and I am fucking sick of it. I am absolutely sick of it. Like, I'm gonna calm down because I need to bring myself to a halt. This is how I wanted to start this stream tonight. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. I want to know if you think, if you're an opposition fan that's watching this, I want to know what you think about this subject. Do you think it's right that these few games should be played at neutral venues? Because I believe in Liverpool fans. I believe that our fans are sensible enough that they go and congregate around the stadium because, one, the pubs wouldn't be selling drink probably. Two, there would be plenty of policing and stewarding around, I'm sure. And three, to stand there for what? 30 seconds of a bus coming in? Come on. Treat us with some respect. Liverpool fans and football fans up and down the length and breadth of the UK needed to be treated with more respect. And you can maybe take that conversation and go all around Europe and the world with it, because I'm sick of football fans having a different threshold to other sports fans or other fans of different groups of entertainment. It needs to stop. It just needs to stop. This is not the 80s. Football hooliganism isn't rife throughout the sport. These days, to even be able to afford to go to a game is hard enough, let alone to bring your children and all that kind of stuff. So please stop treating us like morons. Please stop treating us like scumbags. We are not. We are rational, sensible human beings that are capable of having independent thought processes and capable of doing the right thing. Stop vilifying us. That's all I'm asking for. Just stop. Right, Craig, the FA are a disgrace. They take their commissions from the clubs. It's up to them to put a distancing system in place and police it. That's their job, said Bernadette. What else have we got? Imagine if Arsenal beat City, the scenes. Yeah, exactly. And there's a fair chance that could happen. Let's say it does happen. Let's say they catch Manchester City cold and then we have to play against Everton. Do you think that if that is to take place at Wembley, which is being muted, I think Kevin Palmer was one of the journalists that suggested that Wembley was a venue that could well be used for this one. Well, do you know what? Do you not think that there's a shit? We call it Wembley South, we call it Anfield South for a reason. Because there's so many London-based Liverpool fans, so many London-based United fans, probably a fair few, handful of Everton fans from London as well. It needs to stop. It just needs to stop. What are the benefits of playing at a neutral stadium? I believe they think it's easier to police, mate, but I don't know the rationale behind it. I don't want to sit here and say that it's all about Liverpool. I don't want to sit here and say that Liverpool are being hard done by here, because as I said, Liverpool aren't the only games that are being singled out in this list of potential fixtures that might take place at neutral venues. But you know what? A good chunk of them are Liverpool's, and a good chunk of them are the ones that could see us being crowned Premier League champions. And look, it's going to happen. Liverpool fans probably be happier sitting at home watching the game. Now let's not forget, the Everton-Liverpool game Sky are shown free to air. So it's going to be available to everybody to watch. Now, where would you rather be if you're a Liverpool fan? Sitting at home with your family, having a couple of drinks or whatever, sitting in front of the TV, watching the game where Liverpool could potentially win the Premier League at Goodison Park and celebrate it with your family and loved ones, or standing outside an empty stadium with your nuts in your hand? I know where I'd rather be. Obviously, we all want to be inside that stadium celebrating, but that's not going to happen. So you're going to be at home. It's free to air. It's available to watch. Please use common sense when making these decisions. I'm kind of imploring the police at this point to just use common sense and treat football fans with respect. We're not morons. We're not idiots. We're not caged animals. We're not thugs. We're rational human beings who are capable of making sensible, independent thoughts and decisions. I don't know, I'm pissed off about it, ladies and gentlemen. As an Arsenal fan, we'll do our very best to beat City for you guys. Thank you, Diesel. Love you, mate. Straight in, love it. Liverpool United fan bases rule the football world, said Far Isle. I mean, people these days, big companies and people only want money. Like the policing aspect of it, I don't even get. As I said, I don't get it. I'm sure that there are people who can give me 20 reasons from a policing standpoint as to why it makes sense for it to happen. But I ask you, allow Liverpool to have this. Allow Manchester United to have that. Because it's hard enough for these players and us fans to not be able to go to the stadium, or for players to have to play in front of empty stadiums. At least let them play the games at their own stadiums. You've heard me banging on about sporting integrity for quite a long time with regards to this shutdown. And that's been broader than Liverpool. It's always been broader than Liverpool. Sporting integrity includes teams being able to play their games home and away. By doing this, by potentially playing these games at neutral venues, you are giving all these null and void merchants, all these haters, all these people that are saying there'll be an asterisk beside Liverpool's title win, you're giving these people more fuel. It needs to fucking stop. We are fucking rational people. Allow us to be adults. Allow us to be treated the same way you would treat anybody else. Where was all this policing? Where was all this policing when people were up and down the country at beaches? And I say up and down the country, I include my own country in this as well. People out there just breaking social distancing rules, just on the beaches, in the beauty hotspots, not a word said about it. It's all tickety-boo. But when it comes to football fans, yet again, we are treated like absolute animals. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing about football fans travelling abroad and getting heavy-handed treatment by security or by police. It doesn't happen in the UK. Football fans come over here and they're treated excellently. I've seen it. I've been to games. Some of the policing in the UK with regards to football is second to none. They are absolutely fantastic at integrating themselves and making sure that they have open communication with fans. Every time I've gone to a football game, I've only ever found the police to be friendly, hospitable and helpful. And I don't understand why this vilification of football fans continues to this day. I don't. If the derby happens at Old Trafford, I'll take that, said Yasser. What have we got? Ladies and gentlemen on Hot Mic, welcome to you guys as well. As you can see, we are at 1,903 followers on Hot Mic, ladies and gents. This is the last day of the month on Hot Mic. So, if you want to help us out, please do download that Hot Mic app. Put in the code Anfield, all capital letters. I'll be back on there tomorrow night because I'm going to be doing a watch-along of Leipzig's game. We're going to be on Timo Werner watch. So that will be on a Hot Mic. So make sure to go on, download the Hot Mic app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. It is completely free to do. When you download that app, please do put in the code Anfield, all capital letters. Right, what have we got? Yasser said, Craig, 6 people can meet outside. Shielding people can go out now. In 2 weeks' time, the lockdown will be non-existent. Can we watch Liverpool's warm-up matches? We'll get on to that later on, actually, in the stream, ladies and gentlemen, because there is a lot that I want to get through with regards to this being a bit of a pre-season and stuff like that as well. Again, over on Hot Mic, keep your comments coming as well. I'll do my best to try and get through each one of them. Origi said, hopefully we win the league at Anfield. It's the only title Everton fans will see at their ground. Look, mate, I would love Arsenal to beat Manchester City. I really would. And I would love us to go to Goodison or, well, I hope it's Goodison, because for Everton's sake as well, I don't want it to be at Wembley. I want it to be at their ground. I want our games to be at our ground. I want United's games to be at Old Trafford. However, I want everybody to be able to play their games home and away as is scheduled in the fixtures. I just don't see the rationale. And I'm glad to see that there are a lot of journalists. I've seen the Sunday Supplement panel on Sky were talking about this as well, and they were saying the very same things, that a lot of them just don't see the rationale behind this decision, or potential decision I should say, because it's still on the table and open for discussion, which is one of the reasons I'm on here talking about it, because I want us to keep this conversation alive until the decision is made, because we aren't animals, we are rational human beings. I'm going to keep repeating that, because we're being treated like animals constantly. It's not the 80s. I keep saying this, it's not the 80s. Treat football fans with a bit of respect. I've been lucky enough to go to many sporting events throughout my life, and I have to say, there is a difference. You go to a game of rugby, you go to a boxing fight, you go to a tennis tournament, whatever it is you go to the horse race, and there's no segregation. There's none of this shit about people being dragged off public transport, marched towards a ground, kept in there afterwards, and then marched back onto public transport, caged in there and just sent back home. No, you go there because it's an enjoyable event. You go there, if you want to have a few drinks, have at it. Have at it. Do it responsibly. And those who don't do it responsibly should be dealt with by the authorities. Every right, they have every rule. If they break the rules of society, they break the laws of the country, then arrest them. Rightly so. But give us the benefit of the doubt first. I mean, the prices that you're charging in this entertainment industry at this moment in time are fucking ridiculous as well. Football fans can barely afford to go to games these days. And to go to games, people who buy their season tickets, a lot of them have to give up their family holidays and stuff to pay for these season tickets. And then they go and they get treated like animals? Now, that being said, I do think that within the football industry itself, there is a want for change. There is a change forthcoming. I do believe that. I genuinely do. I mean, UEFA allowing alcohol to be sold at Champions League and Europa League matches is a first step. It is a first step, and it's a good step, and it's been a welcome step, and I don't really think that it's added to any negativity or any... Now, I don't have stats in front of me for this, so this is just off what I've seen, heard, watched. I don't think it's added to any violence, because if people wanted to go to grounds pissed up, they'd probably do so. If anything, allowing them to have a few drinks at the stadium or in and around the stadium probably means they'll show up a little bit earlier. There won't be such of a late rush because everyone wants to have a last pint before they head down to get into the stadium, and people will be in there a little bit earlier on, chilling, relaxing, spending a few more quid inside the stadiums as well, having a couple of pints. And as I said, this is coming from a non-drinker. I don't drink, so I've no vested interest in this. Joanne said, it would lose the spirit of the game too. We've already lost the fans, shouldn't have to lose the grounds as well. Exactly. This is coming back to normality somewhat. Football coming back is something we want to celebrate. A festival of football, I think, is what Gary Neville at one point labelled this as, and I love the idea of it. We're going to have multiple games in a day, and a lot of them, I think 25 Sky are going to have free to air, BBC are going to have 4 games. It's the first time since the inception of the Premier League, I think, that the BBC have been able to show a live Premier League game. It's brilliant. And these broadcasters need to be given a massive pat on the back for doing it. I mean, the Merseyside derby, Everton against Everton being free to air. I'm very quick to jump on and complain about my Sky bills and all this type of stuff, but credit where it's due. That's a free to air game, along with 24 other games on Sky. So massive credit to them. But please just treat football fans responsibly. I don't see the rationale for that. I don't know who dreamt up this stupid idea about neutral venues. I mean, if you were going to have it, where the original conversation that I remember anyway, ladies and gentlemen, was that it was going to be done kind of World Cup style format where teams were sequestered in hotels. They were kept there in this bubble and they would just go, play, go back, be kept there. But that's not the case. That's not the case. So if that's not the case, there's no need for these neutral venues, in my humble opinion. Right, what else have we got? Just play in the park, said Christopher Edwards. Exactly, mate. Jumpers for goalposts. Go back to the good old-fashioned way of doing it. Liverpool lost 2 games in 2 seasons. I'm a Spurs fan. What an achievement, said Liam Damon. Thank you, Liam. That's very kind of you, mate. And yeah, this Liverpool team, 25 points ahead. Yeah, Manchester City have a game in hand. That's fair enough. 25 points ahead. And as that Spurs fan Liam pointed out, we've lost 2 games in 2 seasons. We need to be celebrated. We don't need to be pegged back again. We don't need to be... Look, again, I don't want to make this all about Liverpool because there are other fixtures on this list. But look, I just wanted to start off the stream by talking about that because it's something that since I've seen it over the last couple of days, it's really wound me up the more that I've thought about it. Right. The media have something to whine about, said they. Can somebody tell me, will BBC One show games? BBC will be showing 4 games, mate. Yes, 4 games, and it will most likely be on BBC One, I assume. But they are definitely showing 4 games. What have we got? Everton versus Everton. Did I say that? I mean, sorry if I did say that, Dylan. You know me, when I rant, mate, sometimes I just see a red screen in front of me. But there is some good news to go through as well. In the latest round of Premier League testing for the coronavirus, there was 0 positive results. I think this is the 4th round of testing, and for there to be 0 positive results is beautiful. That is exactly what we were hoping for, and hopefully this continues right the way through. As we know right now, the UK government have voted to allow sports behind closed doors from tomorrow in the UK. So as things stand, it looks like it's all systems go for the Premier League to be back in action on June the 17th. The first games that are coming up are, of course, going to be the ones that were originally curtailed because of the League Cup final. So Manchester City, Arsenal, and I think Sheffield. I can't remember who the other one is, to be honest with you. Why neutral ground makes 0 sense, said Casper. Liverpool channel, so why not chat about Liverpool? I kind of am chatting about Liverpool. Me? I don't know if that was aimed at somebody else, Al, but kind of am chatting about Liverpool. What about the warm-up matches? What warm-up matches? I don't know. Are there any warm-up matches, mate? I'm honestly not aware if there are or there aren't. Craig, you're an Irish person who doesn't drink. What the fuck? I knew you were talented, but I didn't know you were that unique. Yeah, I've said this before, mate. I don't have anything really against drinking. I just suffer from hangovers that would probably take 2 days to get over. So I just stopped drinking maybe 7-8 years ago because I just couldn't be arsed with it. I just couldn't be arsed with it. I don't need it to have a good time. What's the situation with the Champions League? I believe, mate, that they still hope to have that finished in August at some day. I don't know if that's going to be possible. And again, I want it to be finished. I want the Champions League and the Europa League to be finished because teams fought very hard to get to where they are in those competitions. And look, I know we got knocked out by Atleti, and fair play to them. So I've spoken about sporting integrity. Well, this is the same thing. I hope that those competitions do get finished. But it is going to be a little bit trickier, I suppose, to finish the Champions League and the Europa League because there's going to be overseas travel into countries that may still be in lockdown or want people to have a 14-day isolation period when they come into a country. So, yeah, there's going to have to be probably some exceptions made or some, I don't know, crossover between sport and political bodies that try and get some way of getting these finished. I genuinely don't know how UEFA are going to do it, but I'm sure that they're going to be working on a way and they're going to be looking at all possibilities. City play Arsenal on the 17th. We play Everton on the 20th. So Christopher Edwards, which is true. Craig, you're going to be busy on Hot Mic, mate. How many games are you doing? It depends. It honestly depends, mate. If people go over and download the Hot Mic app and are on there, loads. If people don't, I won't bother. It's as simple as that. I want you guys to be happy. It's your channel. If it isn't for you and you don't want to be over there, I can't force you to do it. But I'm going to be doing as many as possible. So we're going to be doing the Leipzig game tomorrow night, which is full on Timo Werner watch, by the way. And I'm really looking forward to that. What else is there? Will those games be available on BBC iPlayer? Genuinely haven't got a clue, Kieran. And you know what? In Ireland, we can't get BBC iPlayer because it's region locked. So I wouldn't even have access to it, mate, if it is. But I couldn't tell you at this moment in time whether they'll be on the iPlayer or not. It's a good question, though. It's a good question, Kieran. I just don't know the answer to it, pal. How many games do we need to win to lift the Premier League trophy? Technically 2, Matthews, mate, but that could change. If Manchester City were to be beaten by Arsenal before we play, which is on the 17th, I think, then if we beat Everton at Goodison or wherever that game might be, we'd be champions. So the most we need to do is pick up 6 points, but it could potentially be just 1 win. So there you go. Hat-trick for Sancho today, said Brian. That was a training game. I did watch a little bit of that Dortmund game earlier on, and I have to say it wasn't... it was... where was the confidence of that Dortmund against Bayern Munich? Do you know what I mean? It's easier to kind of kick a puppy, if you get where I'm coming from. Like, not that's a terrible analogy to use, but like it's easier to beat these smaller teams. I didn't see that same level of swagger and arrogance from that Borussia Dortmund team against Bayern Munich recently. So it was a bit of a shame because the Bundesliga is pretty much wrapped up now. I can't see Bayern Munich dropping 7 points maybe that they'd need to drop between now and the end of the season. And what they have an 18-team league, don't they, in the Bundesliga, so only 36 games there in that season. The police said Newcastle versus Liverpool to be played at neutral ground, said Casper. There is no definitive answer on this one yet, mate. Everything is still on the table for discussion. We did go through the other day the potential games that look to be played behind closed doors. Not behind closed doors, at neutral venues. I keep going to say behind closed doors. People that tuned in to watch this stream at the start probably just think I'm an angry bastard, but I tell you I'm not. I'm genuinely just pissed off about that one subject that we touched on at the start. Right, some more stuff to get through as well. Bit of a, what I like to call our bullshit rumour of the day. So Mundo Deportivo claimed the Reds are considering making a bid to sign Barcelona's former Dortmund winger Ousmane Dembele in the transfer window. Juventus are also believed to be interested in the player, and there's been various reports that suggest he could be available for in and around as low as £40 million. Now, if my memory serves me correct, I believe Dembele cost Barcelona somewhere around 145 million euro. That's if my memory serves me correct. It was similar in and around the Coutinho fee, or maybe just a little bit less, but Barcelona seem like they need to offload a lot of players this summer, and I just wanted to put it to you guys in the chat. What would you think of a potential Dembele deal? Now, I can't see it happening, and I can't see Barcelona taking that much of a loss on a player that's still so young as well and just coming back from a serious injury, but it has been reported in various places that he could be available for £39-40 million, so I just wanted to put it to you guys and see what you think. Obviously, we all want Liverpool to go and sign Timo Werner, and as I've said all along, I fully believe Liverpool are going to sign Timo Werner. It seems like that everybody's just waiting to see if Liverpool pull the trigger on this deal and get it done. There's been rumours that Chelsea are interested. There's been rumours that Manchester United are interested. I think Inter Milan, who were rumoured to be interested, have basically ruled themselves out of it. Everybody and their dog knows that Timo Werner wants to play for Liverpool and Liverpool want Timo Werner. It's just a matter of making sure that everything adds up numbers wise and getting that deal done. And you know what? I honestly do believe that Jurgen Klopp, Michael Edwards and that Liverpool recruitment team will get that deal done, and that Timo Werner will be a Liverpool player. And I'm going to keep saying that because it is truly, truly my belief. Barca in a real money problem? Yeah, they are, mate. It's no doubt about it. Reckon we'll get Koulibaly, mate. You were a bit divided on it the other day. Look, that is probably one of the biggest bullshit transfer rumours. I've been banging on about this for about 9 months now. People keep going on about Koulibaly to Liverpool, and I kept saying it's just never going to happen. We've already dropped a load of money on the world's best defender. He wears red. He is our centre half. He's our number 4. You know, watch him defend and then watch him score and all that jazz. And he should have won the Ballon d'Or last year as well. And he has a fantastic young centre-back beside him in Joe Gomez, as well as John Matip, Dejan Lovren, and a couple of youngsters coming through as well. So if Degsy moves on, as an example, then maybe we'll look at somebody, maybe a Ben White or somebody like that, but it ain't going to be Koulibaly. I mean, Koulibaly's a wonderful footballer, don't get me wrong, but if we're already talking about Liverpool potentially struggling to trigger Timo Werner's release clause, you know, they're not going to go out there and drop 70 or 80 million quid on Koulibaly. Let's be realistic about it. Right, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, this is the last stream of the month, so I want to see those hot mic numbers going up. Please do check out the app. Mark Goldbridge is on there now as well. I did tell you there was some more big hitters going over there. The Anfield Rapper there, of course, we're there. Claude Nabances are there as well. Lee Gunner and loads of your favourite football YouTubers are over there. It is a free app to use. It's free to download. It is ad-free as well, and it does help us out financially if you download that app and put in the code Anfield. All capital letters, and this is the last day of the month, and this thing is done on a monthly basis. So we did promise when we hit 2,000 followers on Hot Mic that we'd give away a £50 Amazon gift card, and we are of course going to ring true to that. We also just finished our giveaway over on Twitter with thanks to our friends at 3 Retro. We gave away 2 shirts from the 3 Retro website to 2 lucky winners. We asked people to tag a mate that they think deserves a treat, and Connor pulled out the winner earlier on and posted that up as well, so congratulations to both of them. Right, what else we got? Farwell said, I just wish they'd look at how much money we'll make because we bought him and we win even more. Michael Edwards does like himself a bargain, so who knows, said Tom Boland. Leon Kahn said, you can count United out of the Werner transfer, mate. We just signed a Gallo on loan till January. Genuinely, Leon, I never really had you in the race. I mean, United will spend money this summer, mate. Don't get me wrong, and they may go and get Jadon Sancho and drop a load of money, but I never really seen you in the race for Timo Werner. It kind of looks to me like it's Liverpool or maybe nowhere for Timo Werner. I would even go as far as to say Werner would probably be happy to wait if Liverpool said, mate, we can't do this for another season. I think they'll probably come to some agreement with Leipzig, but I do think it will be done. I don't want to say this summer because nobody actually knows when the transfer window was confirmed yet, but yeah. So somebody said coffee or tea, asked Big Man Bob. Coffee for me, mate, and strong coffee, as strong as possible. I can't get going in the day without some coffee. Will Werner be a starting player? Like, what about Bobby? See, this isn't a go at you, Milkshake Man, because it's a question that a lot of people ask, buddy. But my thoughts on this are simple. We have the 3 best players in the world in our attacking front 3. We have Bobby Firmino, we have Mohamed Salah, and we've got Sadio Mane. But we also have 60 to 65 games roughly to play in the season. So people who are asking, will he be a starter? The answer is yes, because we're going to need to rotate. Those 3 can't play all the games. And depending on who we're up against, if player needs a rest, if somebody's off on international duty, then yeah, Werner will get plenty of game time. And he is still relatively young as well. So there's just so many pluses to this deal. But I just say, stop thinking about it from purely a starting 11 point of view. Because we need 2 players in every position. And we've seen that with the greatest of respect to Divock Origi, who's done some amazing things. Other than him, there is a bit of a drop-off. We've got young Raheem Brewster, who actually I'm going to talk about a little bit later on. We've got young Raheem Brewster, who's currently on loan at Swansea. He's doing great things. I probably expect him to go on loan next season. We've got Harvey Elliott, and I've got a lovely little Harvey Elliott story coming up for you guys in a few minutes as well, who's going to go on to do great things as well. So we've got young, talented players. So it's about the here and now, really. And Werner, he just ticks so many boxes. It just makes sense. Whether he plays in the hole, whether we play with 3 with him up top on his own, we'll wait and see. Whether Bobby drops a little bit back, we'll wait and see. But one thing that this gives us is options. And a manager can never have too many good options, particularly going forward. I think Werner could be a good left winger, said OK Rice. He did start off his career as a wide player, from my recollection, mate. If my memory serves me correct, I do think Timo Werner started his career as a wide player, so he can certainly play there. And we hadn't even talked about Takumi Minamino, by the way, as another option for Jurgen Klopp. I'd love to see Werner convert into a winger, said OK Rice. Just read that one out. Harvey Elliott will be a top quality player, said Shea Trainer. Right, I do want to talk about Harvey Elliott a little bit, because there's a fantastic story about Harvey Elliott that came out. As we know, Harvey Elliott is a Red. Harvey Elliott is a Liverpool fan. There's some great pictures of him outside Anfield when he was younger and stuff as well. But Real Madrid last summer, along with a host of other clubs, tried to pinch Harvey Elliott from under the noses of Liverpool. They even went as far as to offer himself and his family a trip over to the Bernabeu, a tour of the stadium, and a chance to meet Real Madrid's captain Sergio Ramos. And Harvey Elliott's response was simple, but it was beautiful. He said, "Nope, it's okay, thanks. I don't like him after what he did to Mo Salah." And if you didn't already love Harvey Elliott, ladies and gentlemen, there is another reason to love that young man. As I said, he is a Red through and through. And on behalf of all of us Liverpool fans around the world, let me just take a little moment to say, fuck Sergio Ramos, and well done to Harvey Elliott, mate. We're right behind you. I mean, I love him even more. I already love the kid, but I love him even more. A massive fuck you to Sergio Ramos from Harvey Elliott and all of us around the world that are Liverpool fans. Yep, karma's a bitch. Karma is a bitch. Liverpool, you never walk alone, said Elliott is already a Liverpool legend. I like that little dabbing emoji, mate. Well in. Dan, the little man, well in. That's a cool little emoji. Craig, make fuck Sergio Ramos shirt, said Origi. Nah, I wouldn't waste our time, mate, mentioning another club's player on any merchandise or anything like that. But I am with you. I'm fully with you in the thought process. What are your thoughts on the Open first game back with an exhibition of Moria dancing? Morris dancing, is that what you're trying to say, Paul? Because I don't know what Moria dancing is. Where do I reckon Minamino's best position is? I would have thought that he would have either played in a wide area or in behind the front 3. The dab emoji is a free thing. Yes, it is. But you will see some emojis like the one Joanne Fisher's used there, the fuckum, the WFM emoji. That is for our Anfield Agenda members. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can sign up to become a member of Anfield Agenda. Just hit that join button. Membership is just 99p a month. And also to our members that are already with us, don't forget that you guys have access to our Discord group as well, which we use to chat to people offline. So if you are already a member of the channel, make sure to go into the community tab and click on that link and join our Discord group as well. We'd love to have you in there. It's what we chat about the future of the channel. We chat about the latest news of the day. We let you guys know when we'll be streaming and stuff like that as well, a little bit ahead of time. So it is our little way of saying thank you as well to our members. Now, there's also an Ultra membership, or Anfield Agenda Ultras, which is $4.99 a month, and you get all of those things as well. But you also get the Crack On podcast that myself and Connor have started to put out. The first one went out to the Anfield Agenda Ultra members earlier on this week, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed it, because it was good fun for myself and Connor to reminisce a little bit. I reckon Minamino's best position is central attacking mid, said Shay. Scotty said thanks for the podcast. My pleasure, mate. Absolutely my pleasure, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching it. Why would Klopp sell Mane? That's BS. I don't know what that's about, but I've not seen anything. A YouTube channel that doesn't exist. Craig, have you heard Klopp might be selling Sadio to buy Adama Traore? No, I haven't heard it, mate, because it's complete and utter horseshit. Now, we have been linked to Adama Traore, and I still don't think that deal will happen either, because it's very difficult to talk about Traore, because there's no doubting that this has been his best season. There's no doubting that he's been a phenomenon this season in that Wolves team, and that he is scary when he gets in full flight with the ball at his feet. But I also think that the Wolves system is set up to get the most out of Adama Traore, and I don't know if he'd get the same at Liverpool. But we definitely are not going to sell Sadio Mane, mate. I mean, one, who the fuck are we going to sell him to? Because has anybody got 150 million lying around to buy Sadio Mane? Because as I said, Real are broke. Barca are pretty much broke. PSG just signed Icardi. They just made that deal permanent, so they've brought him in now. So, no, mate, it's just madness. This is not going to happen. Luca said, I'll never forgive Ramos after what he did to Mo. I'm with you, mate. Every time I see that still image, it makes me angry. Yeah, and that's without talking about what he did to Loris Karius as well, by the way. That's without that snidey little fucking elbow to the head that he gave him. United will be frightening with Sancho. Look, Leon, let's be honest about it, mate. United still need a lot. I mean, there's talk. I mean, did you guys see that Saul Niguez, I think that's how you pronounce his name, has said that he'll announce his next club in the next 72 hours. There's been a lot of talk that will be Manchester United. Which would be a massive signing for them, but an awful lot of money as well. I think his buyout clause is 140 million or something like that. So whether they trigger that or whether they reach a deal with Letty, I don't know. But United need a lot of players, mate. They need a lot of players, and in my opinion, a much better manager as well. Adama Traore is a B-Tech Antonio Valencia. Okay, relax there, Leon. Now you just, we're trying to treat you seriously, Leon. But Antonio Valencia is what a B-Tech Antonio Valencia. That's how bad Antonio Valencia is. Would I bring Karius back as a second choice? No, Kieran, I wouldn't, mate. I think he's going to move on to Germany. He had been linked to a Hertha. There's a bit of back and forth. Hertha are saying that they may give their goalkeeper, who they had dropped, another chance. But either way, I think Loris Karius will end up back in Germany at some point. With what club, I guess we don't just know yet. Rabadan, thank you for the super chat, mate. Said, getting a bit too hot even here in Norway. Regarding Traore, he's a player who seems to be dependent on a specific type of manager as well as style. Yeah, and I said that earlier on, mate, in that, look, Nuno's a great manager, and Wolves fans, I'm sure, are delighted to have him as other players, but the system is set up to get the most out of it, get the ball, give it to Adama, let him run, and let him just terrify defences. But at Liverpool, he would probably have to be a little bit more disciplined, and Klopp's tactical system would be a little bit different. So I don't know if he would be as effective in our system. But again, it's hard to talk him down because he's having such a great season, and that's fantastic to see. And I hope he continues to develop really well. But at this moment in time, personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable with Liverpool spending that much money on him. I would rather us go out there and sign Houssem Aouar and Timo Werner and get those two deals done. That'll do me rather nicely, I have to say. And I've started to see a few more rumours around about us potentially being in for Houssem Aouar, and that would be fantastic if that was the case. Klopp will make Adama world class, said Origi. Like he's done with me. I love that you keep referring to yourself as Origi, mate. That's class. Pat O'Neill said, "Hi Craig, mate. Just glad you're okay. Be safe, the wife and kids." Thank you, Pat. And the same to everybody out there that's watching. I hope you guys are all safe, secure, and your loved ones are well as well. Enjoying the good weather. It's great to have some good weather. It always lifts the spirit. Right, so what else have we got to go through? Done that. Oh yes, the gaffer has been talking. I wanted to have a little chat about this as well. So the gaffer's been talking about the fact that he's going to use this current training period before the resumption of the Premier League as pretty much our pre-season. It's looking as though there's not going to be much of a gap between the end of this season and the start of next season. So Klopp's been saying that he's kind of treating this right now as a pre-season for the squad. And look, again, this is kind of a move and puzzle, but it does look like there might only be maybe a 2 or 3 week turnaround before the Premier League is back in action. So I think Klopp won't be the only manager that is going to be treating this like a pre-season. I think there's going to be a lot of them, if not all of them, doing the same. And as we know, Liverpool have a fantastic training group. We have a fantastic group of coaches, fantastic medical department, fantastic sports science, fantastic nutrition. And all of those things are going to be wanting these players to peak just before the football resumes. In our case, on June the 20th against Everton. So yeah, I mean, it's common sense from the manager, and you know that's what you get from Klopp, isn't it? I mean, you get brutal honesty as well. Dortmund are treating this as pre-season. The league is over. It kind of does look like it is over, mate. Once they lost that game to Bayern Munich, it does look like it's over a little bit. Leon say, Craig, Fabrizio Romano has come out and said Sal thing isn't transfer related. We all know when Fabrizio speaks, it's true. We don't really. I haven't had many dealings with him as a journalist with regards to Liverpool stuff, mate. I know Mark, I think, had him on for an interview on the United stand, and I know that he's more close, I think, to the United side of things. I don't really remember him too much with regards to Liverpool stuff, so I can't really speak to how on the money he usually is. But I also hope that United don't get Saul. So grand, if that isn't true, mate, that suits me absolutely fine. Right, ladies and gentlemen, what else? This is your show. You let me know what you want to talk about. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, by the way, on YouTube. We are on the road to 40k. And you know what? I'm going to be fucking relentless from this point onwards. I am going to work my ass off, and I'm going to get this channel past 100,000 subscribers. But we need your support to do it, ladies and gents. So, with football resuming, the watch-alongs are going to be coming thick and fast. And as you know, this channel was built off the back of watch-along. So, with the Premier League back, with Serie A back, with La Liga coming back, well, I say back, they're all coming back. I think La Liga resumes on June the 11th, I think, with the derby between, I think it's the Seville derby between Betis and Sevilla, if my memory's correct. So, again, that's coming back. That's great. Looks like Serie A somewhere around June the 20th, I believe, for a resumption there. And of course the Premier League June the 17th. So I'm going to be relentless. I'm going to be streaming maybe multiple times a day. So make sure you've got your notifications turned on. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give the channel a massive thumbs up as well. We're filming an interview tomorrow. I don't really want to say anything. I don't want to give any information about who it is, but it's a belter. I'm really looking forward to it. And once we have it in the bag and Connor gets to work and some edit and stuff, we'll let you guys know exactly who it is that we're chatting with. But you'll enjoy it. Put it that way. I mean, we've worked really, really hard with this one, so I'm looking forward to it. Will there be practice games between the end of the season and the start of next season? I honestly don't know, Anthony. I'm like everybody else, mate. I'm wondering how much of a break the players are going to get. Obviously, they probably won't be able to travel anywhere, so, you know, what do they do? Is Hendo going to hire a caravan and go down to, I don't know, he's going to go to Butlins or something with his missus and the family for a few days, maybe a long weekend? I don't know. But as I said, Kloppo is treating this as a pre-season as things stand. Anyone know when the training gear is coming out? No, Pat, nobody knows anything at this moment in time, mate, because New Balance are going to see out the season with Liverpool. I think Liverpool may have had to give Nike a few quid to tide that over. I don't know, but either way, the Nike kit probably won't be launched until very close to the end of the season. And when it comes out, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it the same as everybody else. Luca said, you will one day hit 100k and you'll have 10k watching, can't wait for it. I mean, I think our record watch-alongs, we've had one over 150k, we've had one over 130k, our watch-alongs do really, really well. And before football broke up, we were absolutely smashing it. Our subscriber numbers were flying up. And the watch-alongs are where I come alive, as you guys know. So we're going to be doing the Leipzig game tomorrow night. Going to be doing it on YouTube and on Hot Mic. But Hot Mic, as I said, is the perfect platform for watch-along. So download that app and put in the code Anfield. Look, it's as simple as this. If Hot Mic doesn't work out and people don't want to go over and give it a try, we'll ditch it. Because this is your channel and we work off a consensus. So if Hot Mic isn't for you guys and we don't see the numbers over there, we'll just ditch it and stick to YouTube. Because we want everybody to be happy. The reason we keep talking about Hot Mic is a couple of reasons. One, is there a financial incentive for us? You bet your ass there is. We've never lied about that. But also, it's an amazing platform. And I think that people who've tried it out really enjoy it over there, particularly on match day, because you can sync up my commentary direct to you the way you're watching the game. So even if you go and have a piss and pause the television and you come back, you can sync up my commentary so it's still in time with how you're watching the game. And what better way to try that out than tomorrow night for the Leipzig game before the Reds are back in action. So please do download that app. There's a link in the description below. It's available on the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store. And again, just put in the code Anfield, all capital letters. Dan, there's 150k who didn't subscribe. A lot of them. I mean, people sometimes for the watch-along come in, watch for a couple of minutes and head back off. But the watch-alongs were getting really busy, as Brian said, before the channel finished up. Well, not the channel, the football, I should say. I wonder what the night jersey will look like. We pretty much know, Jared, what they're going to look like, mate. There's plenty of leaked images of them going around, so we know for the home shirt, as an example, there's going to be a little bit of teal around the collar, I think, and on the cuffs as well. And just Google it, mate. There are images there of what's believed to be the 3 Liverpool night shirts for next season. There's a kind of tealy, greeny away one, and then I think the third kit's black with pink. So yeah, just have a look. How long have you been on YouTube? We've just gone past the 2-year mark. Crazy reps, just gone past 2 years, mate. So in YouTube terms, we're still a relatively young channel, which is weird to say, because 2 years it's a long time. But when you look at guys who have been more established than us, when you look at Redmayne, when you look at the United Stand, they've been on there between 7 and 10 years, I think, between them. So we're playing catch up. But you know what? We have built an amazing group of subscribers on this channel. One that people look. Regular viewers will know how much our group means to us, how much the chat means to us. I can't say thank you enough. I mean, I never thought we'd get this far, but I told you, I'm going to be relentless between now and the end of the season, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep fighting, and I'm going to make this channel succeed for you guys. If it involves us having to put our hand in our pockets to keep it alive for the next 18 months while we get through this weird period in the world, and so be it. I'm not giving up, and I fucking refuse to give up, because you guys never gave up on me, and I'm not going to give up on you guys. So we're going to keep going. We're going to knock it out of the park, and we want you guys with us. So yeah, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. That's all I can say, really. Look, I've more to get through, and I wanted to take a second to address the wonderful tweets from Raheem Brewster about the George Floyd killing and the racism that still exists in society. Now, this is a very delicate subject, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out exactly what Raheem tweeted, and we'll go from there with a bit of a conversation. So, this is way deeper than just pointing out who's staying quiet and who's speaking up. Unfortunately for us black, brown people, etc., this is a real life and everyday occurrence in so many different ways. For years and generations, we've been screaming out for change and to be heard, yet the pain continues. We've all been shown films like Roots. We've all seen films like Boys in the Hood where reality is covered and showcased, yet we're still living these movies in real life in 2020 today. This goes beyond just justice for George Floyd. We need justice for all us human beings. We don't want special privilege. A level playing field is all we've been crying for. Hear us. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Now, what a wonderful, beautiful, crafted tweet from Raheem Brewster, who himself has suffered racial abuse. You guys may remember that. I think it was in a Euro or what do they call it? The Youth Champions League games. He suffered racist abuse while away on one of those games, and probably on other occasions throughout his young career already. Now, this is a very difficult scenario, and I don't really want to overly address it because it isn't my place to do so. But what I can say is, I know that there are people in Ireland, in England, in Wales, in Scotland, all around the world who want to show solidarity with what's going on in America and want to stand up for Black lives, because Black lives absolutely matter. That Black lives matter as much as every other life, and I absolutely agree with people wanting to show solidarity. But what concerns me, and this is a difficult thing to say, but what concerns me, we're in the middle of a pandemic. So in Ireland, and I'll use Ireland as an example because I know that there's supposed to be something going on at the GPO in Ireland, a solidarity march or a solidarity protest. We're in the midst of a pandemic. Ireland's doing quite well in the way we're handling this. How about showing solidarity right now with those frontline workers who are out there putting their lives at risk going to work every day? How about showing solidarity to those healthcare workers who are out there every day? Now, of course, I and everybody else is disgusted with the systemic racism that goes on around the world, and that has to be cut out. But this is a very tricky situation, as I said, because we're in the midst of a global pandemic. Each country is at a different stage in this pandemic's development. Each country is going through a different phase. Some countries are further along than others. Some countries are having a bit of a second wave. So all I ask and all I try and plead to everybody is, yes, we want to show support and solidarity. Of course we do. This shit cannot go on. I've banged on about it for many months on this channel, about everybody being treated equally, about showing no hate, about just preaching love. But you've got to be careful, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to be careful. We've got to continue to protect the most vulnerable in society. And let's not also forget that black and minority ethnicities are also, I think, 4 times more likely to die from the coronavirus because of economic circumstances and various other things that I don't understand. I'm disgusted sitting here watching what's going on. I'm disgusted that that man was killed. That beautiful speech that Killer Mike gave when he stood up in Atlanta and he spoke to his people and he spoke about decades and decades of systemic racism, and he spoke about that man being killed, and he spoke about it being like a zebra in a lion's mouth. And it was moving, and it humbled me, and it nearly made me cry, and it made him cry. And he's been such a good advocate for that cause, and will continue to be, along with T.I. and along with many others that went before him and that will come after him. We've seen Raheem Sterling and Ryan Brewster speak up, and we've seen many other players. We've seen Jadon Sancho today as well when he scored his first goal. He picked up a booking for showing a t-shirt as well. All I say is that just be careful, because I don't want any of you out there. People are going to jump on this and people are going to try and say that maybe I'm trying to belittle the whole Black Lives Matter movement. Far from it. I want everybody to be alive to fight for another day. I want everybody's parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, boyfriends, girlfriends, whoever it might be. I want you all to be healthy and safe. I want you to spread love and preach love. But we need to be careful, because this is a really tricky time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry that I had to address it in this way. I don't know how else to say it. I speak from the heart. But I'm worried. I'm worried for everybody. I'm worried for all those folks in America right now who are out there, who are protesting. I mean, let's not touch on the looters. Let's not touch on the scumbags that are out there just burning buildings to the ground, because that's what they are. They're scum. And they're probably not from the communities, from what we're hearing. They're being buzzed in. But either way, this shit is important. People are out there now in the midst of a pandemic, and I don't want anybody to lose their life. I didn't want that gentleman to lose his life at the hands of that police officer in that disgusting manner, and I don't want somebody to lose their life from a virus that is rampant in some parts of the world and is a bit more under control than others. So all I say is just be careful, because I want you guys to be here for another day, and I want you guys to have wonderful, long, fantastic lives filled with great memories. So I don't know how else to address it, but all I can do is just address it and speak from the heart my own way, and that's how I feel about it. It's difficult. It's so difficult, because anyone that knows me and knows this channel knows that I only ever talk about treating people equally, and I only ever talk about people being on a level playing field, and I only ever want people to show and spread love. This is such a tricky subject, and it's just the wrong time. It's the wrong time. And for those of you that want this to be summed up in far better words than I can ever say, just Google Killer Mike's speech. It is magnificent, and he is a magnificent man. I mean, the work he does as a rap artist as well, Run the Jewels, absolutely amazing. But just as a man, he summed it up better than any of us can. I think, just to paraphrase a little bit, it was something like strategize. Basically, just stay at home, go to the voting booths, and if you don't like your elected officials, you've got the power of your vote to get these fuckers out. If you're not happy and you think that there's systemic racism throughout your society and you want change, then vote for those people who want to give you change, because you have that platform. Each and every one of us that is an adult has the right to vote. Make sure you express that democratic right and go out and vote and remove these scumbags, these idiots, these people that aren't governing correctly. Remove them. And hopefully in time we get to a place where we're all equals. Because I think that's what we all want, really. I don't know what else to say. I want to get back to talking about football. I just had to touch on that for a second, ladies and gents. Right, what else have we got? Terry, I'm a gooner. Terry, how are you, buddy? Lovely to see you in. Martin Luther King's niece has asked for them to stop too. I wish everybody in the world was as caring as you. I just don't get it, mate. I've never understood bigotry. I've never understood judging people because of the colour of their skin, their race, their sexuality. I mean, people are people. Judge people as you find them. If I think somebody's an asshole, I'm going to call them an asshole. But you know what? It won't be because of the colour of the skin or their religious beliefs or because of their sexual orientation. It'll be because I think they're an asshole. If I love somebody, I'll tell them that I love them as well. But I don't know. And maybe I'm naive. I just don't see how anybody can still be of this mindset in this day and age. How anybody can still be that hate-filled in their heart. I don't get it. At least the Championship's coming back on the 20th too for their fans. Totally agree, Craig. The problem's massive in the US. We can make a stand, but this does not need to be a form of protest over in the UK. Stay safe, stay home, support the cause. Exactly, Andy. That's kind of what I'm trying to say as well, and I echo that sentiment here in Ireland. We all absolutely agree that massive change needs to come, but we need to be careful about the timing of protesting in the UK or in Ireland. And look, I'm not going to tell Americans what to do. I have no right to tell Americans what to do, but I'm worried about my country. I'm worried about my people. I'm worried about my neighbours. I'm worried about you guys over in the UK, and I'm worried about everybody who has stayed at home for 12, 13, 14 weeks now and who haven't been able to see grandparents or loved ones. That was for a reason. So don't let that be in vain is all I'm trying to say, really. The main cop is arrested. 3 accomplices. Nope. In time, mate. In time. The main cop has been charged. I don't want to get into this too much because it's not what the stream is about. Azure Play said, I wish you the best, Craig. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. What else is there? I watched this documentary. Whenever a black man is arrested in America, the black man immediately tells the police not to shoot. I guess they need to tell them not to suffocate them too. Look, mate, I don't want this stream to be about that, but I wanted to touch on that. And the reason that I touched on it was because one of our own players, Raheem Brewster, put out those beautiful tweets, and I just wanted to kind of touch on it and, you know, use those tweets as a way of segueing into the conversation. But let's get back to talking about football now and the Reds, because the countdown has begun, ladies and gentlemen. The Reds are going to be back in action really soon. What else is there? Voting is important, said Gary Richards. It absolutely is, mate. And we know that only too well over here in Ireland at the minute as well, because we have a bit of a stalemate when it comes to forming a government. Like, we've a caretaker government at the minute because the way the vote went, parties were almost equally split in 3 ways, and then you need X amount of seats, 80 seats I believe, to form a government over here, and nobody yet has been able to reach that. So even though the vote was, I don't know, months and months ago, you know, we still don't have a newly formed government in Ireland as things stand. Casper, love you too, mate. Connor said, completely off topic, but we're going to be posting more clips from now on Instagram as well, so be sure to go over there and give us a follow. And yeah, I'm going to be posting on our Instagram story a lot more. I'm kind of bored of Twitter, if I'm being honest with it. It's too negative for my liking these days, so Connor's going to post there. We're going to post some content over there as well, but we're going to start fucking with Instagram a lot more because it's fun. and I enjoy being able to jump on there, add to our Instagram story and make really short videos as well. So again, please do go over to Instagram, give us a follow. We want to get our numbers up on there, so if you use Instagram, just check out at Anfield Agenda or the link that Connor's put in there to the channel and give us a follow on there as well, because the content's got to keep coming. Little funny clips, little Craig rants, maybe even a bit of singing every now and again or whatever. You never know, but I'm going to be getting to grips with it a lot more. It's going to be me that's going to be on there posting the videos and stuff. Connor will be doing all the amazing images and stuff that he always does. But our Instagram story is going to be a lot more active, and I'm going to be doing some Instagram lives and that as well. So we'd love to get the numbers up. The way things stand on YouTube, we're over 30k. On Twitter, we're over 30k. On Instagram, we're relatively new, but we're at just over 12,000 Instagram followers. So please do go over there, ladies and gentlemen, and give the Anfield Agenda account a follow. Right, what else have we got? We've had no new Hot Mic followers, not one on this stream. So as things stand, I'm guessing that we jib off Hot Mic in a while, because it seems like, you know, people aren't fucking with it, to use a term that I use quite common. So I don't know, we'll give it another month, we'll see how things go. But as we've always said, this is your channel. If you guys don't want to give Hot Mic a try, or it isn't for you, we won't force you to, because we just want you to be here with us. Whether that's on YouTube or Hot Mic, it's irrelevant. Chamberlain is the go. I love Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, so well in for that one. Anyone know when Liverpool top is out? We've already talked about this one earlier on, mate. No, we don't. And I don't mean that to sound rude. Genuinely don't. It looks like... Will they wear it for the last game of the season, or the last home game of the season? I don't know. I doubt it as things stand. We need a song for winning the Premier League, said Dwayne. Jamie Webster needs to compose a hit. Well, to be fair, he's got a few great songs, mate. I mean, I was only listening to Weekend in Paradise earlier on. I've added it to my Spotify playlist, and it's a belter. So hopefully, when Liverpool do win the league, mate, we can take Jamie Webster's song Weekend in Paradise and live it out, because it's going to be a pretty fucking fine time whenever that happens. Casper, Craig, are you active on Instagram? Literally just spent 5 minutes talking about the fact that I'm on Instagram. A lot more Casper these days, mate. So yes, I am more active on Instagram. Check out our Instagram story, because pretty much each day over the past few days I've been posting little bits and pieces to it. Rob said, I don't get why more subs haven't got Hot Mic. It's bloody free. Look, this is the beauty of democracy, mate. If people don't want to go over and give it a bash, I honestly don't give a shit. I want you guys to be here with us in some form. If that's YouTube, great. Well, let's kick ass on YouTube. But I want us to be together. We did Hot Mic because we believe in the platform. It gives us a financial incentive and a financial boost as well. But look, again, as I said, people don't want to fuck with it. They don't want to fuck with it. It's all good. Salah or Mane, who's better, said Leon Khan. I think Sadio Mane, for me. It's a really difficult question. It's like it's asked us to pick between our kids, mate, because I love all of our players, but for me, that front three is special. Bobby Firmino's my favourite of the lot, actually, but the Salah Mane conversation, it's a difficult one, and, you know, we kind of don't have to pick because we're lucky that we have them both. So I would, if I had to, gun to head, probably side towards Sadio. I just think he's a little bit more explosive and a little bit more difficult to defend against. So I probably just edge towards Sadio, and he's having a fantastic season as well, by the way. Jib said, Craig, if Kane stays injury free, where do you see his Liverpool career progressing? Will he be the player Liverpool fans hope that he'll be? It's a great question, mate. I'm a massive Naby Keita fan. I've never hidden that fact. Right behind me now, you guys can't see it. Behind my green screen, there's a framed Naby Keita shirt on the wall. I really have high hopes for Naby Keita, and I hope that he can come in and be that dynamic midfielder that we'd hope for. I'd call him like an 8.5, kind of put it that way, in that he can play in the central midfield position, but he can also play on the front foot and be more of an attacking threat as well. We have that with Gini Wijnaldum a little bit, although he's a bit more restricted in an attacking sense in a Liverpool shirt. We have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain that we spoke about, who gives us that dynamism, that explosiveness, that direct running from midfield. But Naby Keita has a little bit of everything. And if Naby Keita can keep injury free, I think he's got a massive future. I really, really do. I really believe in this kid. I've said it for a while. I know his career has been a bit stop-start so far, but I think there's a lot more to come from Naby. I really, really do. Have you spoken about what Ballack said about Van Dijk? He didn't say it. So, it's a fake quote, Leon. I did mess about with it on Twitter and wind people up a bit, but it's a fake quote. Ballack didn't say that. Why would he? Virgil van Dijk is amazing. Do we need a creative midfielder? Casper, I feel like you ask questions that I've answered a minute ago, mate. And I don't know if it's something you do intentionally or just bad luck all the time, but a Hussein type player is definitely somebody who I'd love us to add to our team. Obviously with Timo Werner as well. Maybe I'm being a bit greedy, but nobody knows what the current financial situation will be with regards to transfers. So I suppose just keep an eye on it and see what happens. Alisson or Reina? Alisson, but that's a tough one, Rob, because peak Pepe Reina was one of the original sweeper keepers in the Premier League, and his distribution was absolutely fantastic, and his cat-like reflexes as well. So it is difficult because I absolutely adore Pepe Reina as a man and as a footballer. Obviously, as a former keeper myself, he's somebody I look up to, and it's difficult. I think Alisson will when we look back on this, by the time he finishes his Liverpool career, we'll look back on Alisson and probably just give Alisson the nod. But you're talking about, at top, like at their peak, both of them, wow. Just amazing. We're blessed to have had them both at the club as keepers. Hopefully Keita has used his layoff to get super strong and settled. Hope he stays injury free for a long period of time now. So 40-year-old Virgil. I do love that name, by the way, mate. I know I keep talking about it when you're in, but I do love it. What do I think Minamino will do next season? Damage, mate. That's what I think he'll do next season. I mean, we got him for ridiculous money. Like 7.25 million is beyond ridiculous. That was his release clause, so Liverpool knew about it. Michael Edwards triggered it and we brought him to the club. But his former manager, Jesse Marsh, I think his name was speaking actually. I think it was with the Blood Red podcast on the Echo, and he was saying that he's very tactically aware. He'll know what he needs to work on and to just give him time. And I've said that all along. That man has barely been here a wet day. He's played, I think he's been involved in 5 games so far for Liverpool, if my memory's correct. And in total has probably played 2 games of football for the club. I mean, with regards to minutes. So, just give him time. He's a new city, a new language, a new culture, new teammates. So much to learn. New systems, new training methods. The Premier League is a lot more physically demanding and intense than other leagues around Europe. So I've no doubt that Takumi Minamino will be an absolute star in this team, and look back at another player that we picked up for small money, and the Klopp, along with obviously the player himself, will develop into a superstar. So yeah, brilliant. Is Shaqiri fit at the moment? I think I remember correctly reading that Keita's back, Alisson's back. I can't remember about Shaqiri off the top of my head. It does look like, by the way, Shaqiri will be gone in the summer as things stand. There's been a few clubs linked to them. I guess it's whoever pays the money that the club are willing to take for him. What have we got? Just wanted to thank you for all you've done for me since the lockdown, said Craig, not this Craig, another Craig. My mental health has been deteriorating since schools got closed down, and I've watched every stream since, because this is the only thing getting me through life at the minute. Thank you so much, mate. I'm glad that you're enjoying the streams. Thank you for writing such a lovely message. It means a lot to me to know that, and I know Connor will be the same. So thank you, and we hope you continue to enjoy the streams, mate, and we hope that things start to become a little bit easier for you. But you taking the time to write that means a lot, buddy, so thank you. Timo Werner is coming for sure, said Jimmy Knizzle. I do love that name as well. I love everybody's name. I do love a good name. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring this stream to a close, but just a reminder, tomorrow we're going to be covering the Leipzig game. We're going to be starting about 15 minutes before kickoff, so make sure you download the Hot Mic app, It's free. Google Play Store, Apple App Store. Put in the code Anfield when you're asked for a welcome code. All capital letters. Then give us a follow on there as well. We'll also be live on YouTube with that game tomorrow doing a watch along. So hope you can join us for that one. If you have enjoyed the stream, you know what to do, ladies and gents. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up as well. If you want to become a member, don't forget you can do so from just 99p a month and use all those cool emojis. That Red for Life was put in there as well. And there will be more to come. Trust me. And again, just 99p a month for that membership. Everyone that has signed up, by the way, to become a member, you've pretty much saved their asses, so thank you. I mean, 99p to you guys a month mightn't seem much, but to us, when you add up the 200 odd memberships I think we have, even taking YouTube's cut out of it, it's allowed us to keep things ticking over. So again, a massive thank you to all of our members. It means the world to us. I will chat to you wonderful people tomorrow. As I said, we're going to be filming an interview tomorrow afternoon as well, which I can't give you any information on just yet, but once we have it in the bag and Connor gets his editing skills done, we'll give you more information on that one as well. But don't forget, if you already are a member, Discord group, click on the link in the community tab on the Anfield Agenda YouTube account. And yeah, I don't know what else to really say. I'll chat to you guys tomorrow. So lots of love, take care, and up the motherfucking Reds.